Stand by for a brand new episode of All Things Good and Nerdy, brought to you by the Gonna Geek Network. Bringing you the latest nerdy news and geekdom, here are the hosts of the show. Anthony.
No pants, all bacon and dick butts.
Naki.
That was the joke, you dumbass.
Willie.
You're a bad person.
Chris.
We should probably, do actual show stuff instead of talk about Willie.
And sometimes some special guests.
As Magneto once said, "Ha ha ha, welcome to die!"
Meat candy. Woohoo!
If you're a kid and listening, you rock and your parents are awful.
A brand new ATGN starts in 3, 2, 1.
Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 261 of the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast. If you're watching live, it's the one I screwed up in the first 2 seconds we were going live for recording, so go me!
Balls!
There's no quality control here, I guess, or something like that. I don't know. Sorry.
I mean, hey, you didn't knock me off here, so we're good. I'm still here.
Well, Willie, that's really all that matters in life, is that you're still on the show today.
I mean, we gotta talk about someone's dick, right?
I don't think we have to, actually.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I think you just prefer to. It's not the same thing.
That's fair.
So, guys, like I was saying, welcome to episode 261 of the show. Naki is not here this week. She has some house guests who are sleeping in her office, so she can't very well podcast over top of them. But don't worry.
Oh, that's why?
Yeah, that's why. She'll be back.
She can join in whenever they wake up.
And she has infiltrators.
Well, I mean, they're also, like, they were out the night before, I guess, so they're probably sleeping it off, is my understanding. No? Nothing? Nothing?
Meh. None.
So, Naki might not be here. Don't worry. We still got Willie here to hold down things.
Is that a fat joke?
It wasn't intended to be.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Do
Now
I
it
look
is.
like the kind of person who would make fat jokes?
Yes, you look like a douche.
Fuck you, too.
Wow.
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 Oh, if you're making fat jokes about me, you are a douche.
I wasn't making a fat joke. I'm about to, though.
Who's on first?
I don't know.
No, I don't know is on third.
Oh, son of a bitch.
It's one of my favorite bits. Sorry.
It is classic. That voice you hear is our guest host joining us today, yet again, Bill Blankenship, who joined us, like 3 episodes ago, I think, last time? It's been recent.
Yeah, something like that. It was great.
Well, we're glad to have you
It was
back.
great.
We need someone here to fill in
I'm glad to be here.
Naki's spot.
I mean, I think it's one of my favorite guests because you actually think I'm funny.
I think you're great, Willie. You're one of my favorite people.
Yeah, I
I
told
wanna
Willie
hang out
that
with you.
there's something wrong with Bill. He thinks Willie's funny.
Hold on a second. I think I need to move rooms because my ego's a little too big for this place now.
Well, at least it's your ego
Shocker.
we're talking about this time and not something else.
Oh, my.
That was a dick joke, kids.
But a small one.
Well, I mean,
How'd you know?
you
I never showed you. Here's how you use it, though. Is that right? Is that true?
Well,
Yeah, it depends.
is that what they tell you,
Depends.
Willie?
About 30 times a day.
Maybe that's just because they don't have any
Then they're
experience with any
lying.
other ones.
That's
Oh.
That was a good one. That was a good one. Chris.
That
I like
was
that
a
one.
slow burn in my brain. Oh,
Well, you
I am
did say you'd
slow.
only had
Yeah.
4 hours of sleep in the past 2 days.
Well, that's 2 hours yesterday, 2 hours this morning, so I'm good. I'm running on awesome
Oh.
sauce.
So before
That's
we get
no fun.
started rambling and making our typical nerdy jokes and news stories, things like that, how are things going, guys? What's going on this week? Anything good?
Oh, is this? Am I supposed to do the promo read now?
No, no.
Back to you, Chris.
What?
Jesus.
Willie, are you okay?
I think we have broken Willie today.
Naki is going to be so disappointed when she hears this. It's just 4 guys mansplaining to each other.
The last time Naki missed one, Willie laid a trap for her to figure out whether she watched the show or not. And what was it you laid as the trap, Willie? I don't quite recall.
I'm sorry, you guys froze up for a second, so I missed some of it. Were we talking about Trap and Naki?
Yeah, so the last time Naki missed the show, you came up with a new expression or new term, and that was used to figure out whether she'd watched the show.
Yes, that term was blanket flaps. And if I remember correctly,
yes.
So I got a text from somebody who I saw whose name it was.
I believe he just froze right there. The word blanket flaps just froze his internet.
SP, what do you? It's SP.
It froze froze Willie's brain.
So, Willie, what keyword do you want to lay out there as the trap for Naki this week to see whether she's watched the show? What expression do you want to put there so that if she brings it up, we'll know she watched the show?
Well, since I guess here's some foreshadowing of what I did this week. How about sweet transvestite?
All right, so that is the key word. If Naki comes back on the show for episode 262 and brings up a mention of the phrase sweet transvestite, we know she watched 261 or listened to it. So the trap is laid.
In all fairness,
She
was part of that conversation in our hangout group, and she just does like talking about that show, so she might say it anyways.
I mean, I think we're gonna know if she's gonna say it in reference to what we're doing now, as opposed to, oh, you saw this and it was such a sweet transvestite.
Possibly.
I don't know why she's so bubbly all of a sudden, but
apparently that's what Naki sounds like in your head.
Naki does not seem like the kind of woman who will not let it be known that she knows what's up. So I think you'll be clear.
That's true. That is true.
I get enough shame from her anyway. I don't give a fuck.
You didn't get any shame for like the last 4 days.
Oh, but she'll be bringing some back this time. Because Willie's babysitting.
Thank you and good night.
All right, guys. I don't even know where to go from here. Why don't we just go to roll into the news?
Why not?
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Live from ATGN Studios on the internet. It's the news of the week.
So, guys, the news of the week is that part of the show where we run down the most interesting, geeky or nerdy news that might have come up in the past week. And we share it with you guys, give some opinions, open it up to the chat room to put in their opinions. But before we get too far, Willie, when you get a chance, you might want to read the chat room. One Big Papa, a.k.a. Steven, has an assignment for him. He doesn't even have his damn headphones on.
Yeah, Willie ran away. Yeah, and the Mr. President wrote a novel in there. Can someone read that for me and give me the headlines? Because that fucking thing is too long.
Okay, yeah, I'll read it. Willie, as network owner, I have a very special job for you. I'd like you to make sure you really focus on when it will be the most appropriate place to ring your bell. You don't want to overuse it, though, so I'd like you to limit it to 2 times per episode. But they have to be perfectly timed. So what I suggest you do is just spend all your focus listening to the key timing. This is a super important job, though, Willie, so don't talk. It's okay. I missed an if. I missed an if you. Okay, sorry.
Close enough.
I'm sorry, I missed most of that. I had to go blow my nose, and
I didn't want someone to read it out word for word for me. I wanted someone to read it and give me the highlights because it was too long.
Okay, well then you got the whole shebang.
I got the whole thing. Yeah, that works too. The whole point is that Mr. Jodger wrote a novel in our chat room.
And I read it out loud.
Settle down, Mr. President. Settle down. Yeah, and then Bill reads the whole damn thing out loud.
Oh, I think that first spell was actually pretty perfect. Oh, that was not a second one. That was an accidental
Did you have an accidental discharge in your bell?
He's already had an accidental discharge after just being told by the president to.
I did one for comedic effect, and now I was trying to move it.
So,
only bell when you need the bell and you fuck it up.
Show title now is episode 261, Accidental Discharge.
You're fucking awesome.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool, fuck you.
Oh, no, I wasn't even doing that. No, I'm saying fuck you, Anthony. Fuck you, Chris.
What the hell did I do?
Awesome, my book.
What did I do?
I don't know. I mean, I usually say fuck you, Chris, for something in the past, didn't I?
Well, that's true.
Fair enough, I guess. I was just trying to figure out if I actually did something to deserve it this time.
I mean, you did a fat joke to me earlier.
I didn't do a fat joke. Don't be so goddamn sensitive.
I mean, if you're going to hit me in the nuts, it's going to hurt.
God, we're 10 minutes in. It's a train wreck already. I love it.
Hey, Willie, I got great news for you. I found the secret to weight loss. It is like 3 months of work and life stress. and you just stop eating just out of stress. And I'm telling you what, I dropped 30 pounds in 3 months easy. It's great.
I think I
Back
might.
and everything.
I think you actually shrink doing that, don't you? I mean, don't you like drop down 6 feet?
Something like that, somewhere in there.
I mean, I'm
Oh,
all right
my.
there. Oh, it's already hitting me stress and whatever. It's good. It's good.
Oh, Lordy.
So, news of the week. Who wants to take their story first? I don't even know where to go from here.
I want to talk about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and how it got renewed, so let's go ahead with that.
Why don't we go with that?
Yeah.
And don't forget, in the chat room right now, we have Stargate Pioneer, one of the hosts of Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. on the Gonna Geek Network, which is the official podcast for the network to discuss that topic. So make sure you're ready for a riff back and forth coming out of the chat room.
Awesome, we'll do. How did you guys like Ghost Rider? Oh,
Robbie's return was awesome.
my God.
I love how they do that character on that show. He's so good.
Are we just going full spoiler on this? I mean,
his return was 2 weeks ago, but the finale was just last week, so I'm not sure if we want to do full spoiler.
I mean, if you're watching it, you've already seen it, Chris.
No, has Chris seen the finale of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
I know what happened. I didn't watch it, but I decided I wanted to know, so I read the reviews. So go ahead and spoil.
How was the Fifth Element? I still forgot about that.
It's like the way he watches Arrow. I didn't really watch it. I just
No, I actually that
did
was
a podcast about
no. F you. That was The Walking Dead that I didn't actually watch 3 episodes of that I reviewed.
That's right.
That was The Walking Dead, where I was like, you know what, I'm burning out on this show. I'm just gonna wing it. And the best part of it was good old Stephen John Drew was like, "Hey, that was a good episode, don't you think?" After we wrapped recording, I was like, I didn't even watch it. He just starts laughing.
Oh yeah, and we have to say, rest in peace, Powers Booth. One of the Hydra agents. They lost him this week, so they did the finale. I believe at the end of it, it said in memory of Powers Booth at the end of the episode.
I didn't even know he died, man. That's
It was
a
just
shame.
this week, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was just this week. Yeah, I mean, he's one of those character actors that a lot of like. He was never really in anything like huge, but damn if he wasn't in a lot of stuff. And a lot of people were bringing up, what was it? Is it what was it? Tombstone or Wyatt Earp? It's one of because it's the same damn movie. I think it was Tombstone where he was
Silverado.
It's not Silverado. I think it was Tombstone he was in that everybody loved him in. I loved him in Frailty. He was great in Frailty because like half of that movie is him sitting across the desk from Matthew McConaughey trying to dig into a crime, and it's just those two talking in a room.
Oh my God,
And goddamn, if that isn't one of the best movies ever.
I forgot about that movie until you mentioned it.
Yeah, Powers Booth is the FBI agent in there that's trying to catch the God's Hand killer. And wow, I mean, literally, yeah, a film where half of the film is McConaughey talking to Powers Booth, not realizing, spoiler for a 20-year-old movie, that he's talking to the killer. Like, it's goddamn amazing.
Hey, just a little curious. Who knows my favorite Matthew McConaughey line?
All right.
Yeah,
Same movie, but
Getting
close.
younger, I keep staying the same age.
Yeah.
You know, that seems fairly accurate now that I look back at our recent conversations.
Oh yeah, and Massive Geek Credit, I forgot too. Yeah, he was in the Sid City film.
Yeah,
who?
yeah.
Wait, the
Powers
first
Booth
one
was
or both?
The first
senator.
Both. Yeah, he was a senator in both. And then, yeah, he was one of the security councils in the Avengers film. Gideon Malik on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And where is it? It was Tombstone.
Wait.
Oh, yeah, he was also in Deadwood, which I still haven't seen that, but I've heard a lot of good stuff about it.
Oh, it's pretty amazing. I highly recommend it.
Curly Bill. He was Curly Bill Brocious. That was the name on the character of Tombstone. Yeah, he was great in that flick. But yeah, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was a fantastic season. That show has done nothing but improve and improve as it's gone along. And LMD or Ghost Rider into LMD into the Matrix, aka the framework. Like that, the last 3 story arcs were just fantastic.
So, Willie, what point did you want to bring up?
Villain.
What point did you specifically want to bring up on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Willie?
That it got renewed. Oh my God, I'm so happy about that. I was scared because it didn't get renewed till like Like, it was really close. I wonder if they had like another plan if it didn't for them to air this week.
So I think what they ran into on this one is that they didn't have stuff to fill the time slot, and they wanted to pair something on Friday night to fill in the Inhumans gap when the Inhumans went off the air. So if you're not aware, Inhumans is going to be broadcast as like a mini-series on TV after they show some of it on like IMAX screens.
Yep. Is anyone going to that?
Maybe.
I will. I want to try like hell to do that.
So what they're doing with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is it starts after the Inhumans ends its run. So there is no Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. until January 2018 at this point in time.
I wonder how they're going to fit all that in, though, like to like the storyline they already kind of weaved with the Inhumans.
See, I'm not exactly sure. It's going to have to be connected somehow. I mean, because it's all canon. All these things, they're all connected, remember.
Have they been hidden this entire time or something? That's the only way I can
More than likely.
They
would be on the blue side. They'll be on the blue side of the moon, and at the start of the show, they'll come to Earth. Because there's attacks on Inhumans. So that gives them a reason to come to Earth.
And that could also be why you have people in space to wrap up Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Because they go to see the actual Inhumans that are not the Inhumans we had on Earth because of the results of the earlier seasons.
Yeah, and like some people, I'm not too happy with the promo images, but I'm waiting to see the stuff in motion. With Medusa, you're not really going to know what she looks like until they CGI her. Because, I mean, basically her hair is a superpower. So, yeah, a chick standing there with a giant wig on, of course it's not going to look great. She's wearing 60 pounds of fake hair. But, you know, once it's animated and actually moving around, that might be a really, really good-looking costume. And I think Anson Mount looks awesome as a Black Bolt. Just a nice, simple version of the costume. You know, no headgear, but, you know, Anson Mount's a good actor. He's got to be able to pull off a lot of stuff without being able to talk. Like, that's going to be tough.
So it's Marvel, and I tell myself, I'm going to give this a chance. The problem I run into now is there's so much Marvel on TV. There's stuff I just don't have time to watch. Like, I still haven't watched Iron Fist. I haven't finished Luke Cage. I don't even care about watching Iron Fist, to be honest. I'm a season behind on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I've hit that point where I can't keep up with all the crap I want to watch, guys.
Honestly, between the three, I'd say catch up on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That's your best show out of those three.
That's probably my summer option.
It's definitely the most fun.
After I heard all the stuff about Iron Fist, I was just like, I'll pass. I'll wait for Defenders.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. I was like, I'll see enough of Iron Fist in the Defenders, and if I like what I see of Iron Fist in the Defenders, I'll go back and watch it. I don't know how much of Iron Fist rather is going to feed into the Defenders. What of that story might be story in Defenders?
I just feel like there was no solid hook that wanted to pull me in. With like Luke Cage, it was blaxploitation. I was like, yes, please. Yes, give me a blaxploitation show. That'd be lovely. With Jessica Jones, it was like, you know, very much like the angle of like, you know, a woman's angle on things of someone who was a victim and kind of trying to claw their way back. With Daredevil, I mean, that's obvious, you know, it's Daredevil. But like with no hook that made me go, I have to watch this, and that was the problem with it. I don't know whether that's marketing. I don't know whether that's the show itself. Again, I haven't watched it, but like I haven't watched it. You know, I haven't watched it because I haven't had felt any need to. I don't think I'm missing anything out, even if I just jump right to Defenders from here.
The sad thing is, I can tell you, I watched it all, and if you just go directly from Luke Cage to Defenders, I don't really think you'll be missing anything if you understand that Danny Rand owns a corporation and is the Iron Fist. Like, that's you don't need that show. Like, they didn't.
What is the Iron Fist?
If you're a comic fan, you already know, so you don't need that show. And if you're a type of person that's excited to watch a show called The Defenders based on those four characters, you already know enough to watch that show.
I will give you that.
Like, I know enough about like Eastern mysticism and Eastern kind of philosophy, theology, whatever you want to call it, to know that like, oh, he went somewhere and got mystical powers from some people who look different from us, and then he came back and was like a rich white guy. Like, he's Batman with magic. So I'm like, that's enough for me.
I'm gonna have to agree with the president over here. Yeah, the first little bit of S.H.I.E.L.D. this season was not too good. It definitely ramped up when they fucking went to the Matrix. Then it ramped way up. When it started Agents of Hydra, that was good.
Oh, yeah, the LMD was a lot of setup stuff to give us a fantastic storyline. And yeah, there's a whole lot of exposition you got to get through. If you build an android, the android through a magic book becomes sentient. has the ability to create and kill demons, and then uses that ability to create a Matrix-like world inside of the world that she's living in. Like, that's a hell of a lot of exposition you got to get through.
I didn't watch it yet, so I'll take your word for it. I also agree with Steven, though, that Legends is the best. This is the best hands down this season. Flash had okay moments, but as a whole, it was a bit of a mess.
So everyone's telling me don't watch Flash anymore. Was that what I'm taking away from everything?
It's not don't watch. It's just Flash was really good in season 1, and they've never been able to recapture that. Similar to what you've had with Arrow, which was its best in season 2, and they've never been able to recapture that.
Oh no, I thought season 2 of Flash was better than the first season.
Okay,
Flash is still my favorite. Yeah, but I think I'm in the very small minority at this point.
I've said it before on this, is that Legends of Tomorrow knows exactly what it is, and what it is a fun superhero show. They don't make any other bones about it. They're there to put on just a fun production, and you get a bunch of superheroes teaming up, doing cool stuff with some fun personalities. You don't get wrapped around of, oh no, is Iris going to die? Or is Character X going to die? Is Oliver going to bang Felicity? Who cares? Legends of Tomorrow is just superhero fun.
It is the funnest of the shows, yeah, which is what Flash season 1 was. Flash was the funnest show, and Flash has gotten a little too much of the Oliver depression, dark broodiness in it over the last 2 years.
Yeah, thank you. That's why I stopped watching in the first place. I don't care what drugs your goddamn sister's on, this teeny bopper drama shit.
And I will say also, Supergirl season 2 has been pretty good too. There's been a few miss episodes, but I got caught up on the last 2 episodes because I was behind. Damn. They've set up some fun stuff.
Guardian and the Daxamites, they've been doing some good stuff over on that show. And come on, Terry Hatcher. It's fucking Lois Lane is kicking ass on Supergirl. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's part of the most fun part, is having Terry Hatcher back.
Did they get the other big name?
So she's playing Lois Lane. That's
no.
God, I didn't like who they cast the Superman.
No, she's not playing Lois Lane. I'm saying
okay.
The actress that was Lois Lane. No, she's actually she's the queen of the Daxamites. She's Mon-El's mom,
who was married to Kevin Sorbo.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, his parents show up and it's Kevin Sorbo and Terry Hatcher. It was fucking fantastic.
Is Xena in this too?
No,
not yet.
I am. I'm unabashedly. I'd say I'm unabashedly like a Marvel fanboy. Like, what I got from this is I need to check out Flash season 1 because apparently that's dope.
It is.
There's so much DC stuff I've missed. Like I like, honestly, I spent more money in the last couple years on DC movies in theaters than I have Marvel movies, because like I know what I'm going to get from a Marvel movie. I can just pop it on at home. I'm going to be happy. I really like, but you know, as I think like Anthony knows, yeah, like with that article, Superman was real important to me. So it's like, yeah, like I spent money in theaters on DC movies, and then I just kind of tapped out. But I never explored their TV, and I think I'm probably missing out on some stuff.
Well, and the nice thing you can do with that is they're all on Netflix, and they've signed a deal with the CW the day the season finale airs. Excuse me, the day after the season finale airs, the entire season goes on Netflix. So the back catalog is all there for what, like $9 a month or whatever.
Yeah, and
Cool.
DC TV is 10 times better than the DC movie universe right now. Like they are killing it. They are killing it on the TV shows. And yeah, Flash season 1, I would say goes toe to toe with Daredevil season 1 on Netflix. Like it's that good with the restriction of being, on air. Like it's insanely good.
Well, I mean, they're obviously coming from two different angles. Flash, is coming from a more lighthearted place than Daredevil is, just from the jump.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, like you could sit there and say apples and oranges, but like I get you. If it's like if it serves what what the story needs, then yeah, that's that I'm gonna check it out. And then like definitely gonna check out Legends tomorrow, just because something fun would be nice. I'm starting to get sick of all like the I got enough like dumb, like desperate bullshit in my life that like I don't need it on my TV.
No, I get that.
And Legends is a fun show. Freaking Brandon Routh as Ray Palmer is just a delight. I just finally listened to his episode on Nerdist.
I saw that and I was like, that's actually really smart. Like, it's a guy who's been there in terms of like being Superman, but like, it's sort of like meta joking about itself to a certain extent, where he's like, yeah, I wasn't good enough to be Superman, so I'm going to be Ray Palmer. But he seems like he's dope as Ray Palmer.
Well,
like he seems like he's great.
They even make jokes about that. I mean, I'll give away one of them when they do a crossover with Supergirl. He kind of looks at the girl at Kara and goes, "She kind of looks like my cousin," and you're just like, "Oh, that's pretty good, nice."
Yeah, they do full blown Superman jokes with Brandon Routh on the show. It is fucking amazing. And
great.
he actually, like, listening to him on the Nerdist, it's amazing because basically he is Ray Palmer in real life. He happens to be a giant, Greek god body, but inside of him is the heart and mind of a dork. Like, he's a huge nerd and he's super smart.
Yeah.
And like, if he had the money and the ability to build a suit like that, Brandon Routh probably would. Like, if he could actually help people as a superhero, I don't doubt that he would give it a shot.
So we've been talking about.
I can understand.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I was just gonna joke that I can understand that because I see myself as a bit of a Greek god physically, but I'm also that total like socially awkward dork, nerd, geek, whatever you want to call it.
So we've been
playing with
talking
my
about
ego
the
a bit,
DC
like you
TV
said.
shows. They've got a lot of stuff going on. We do know Black Lightning got a full season order. Black Lightning, we did find out, will be a mid-season replacement on the CW. But the interesting thing, they talked to the CW network chief, Mark Pedowitz, about whether it would connect over with the other shows for the crossover. And he said, "We do not aim to do a 5-way crossover. Black Lightning at this time is not part of the Arrowverse. It's a separate situation, but there will be a big fourth quarter crossover with all 4 of the shows that are on in the fall." So the new Black Lightning show that is coming from Guggenheim and Berlanti is not part of the Flaro universe, and it would be kind of tough to do, we found out later, because they're filming this one in Atlanta while everything else films in Vancouver.
So they're not even going to be filming in the same spot, which, the one upside of all the crossover shows is they all film in the same studio area in Vancouver.
So I wasn't too much aware of the fact that it was actually going. I've heard the rumblings that they were looking to do it and that it had been confirmed. And then I saw this article in Comic Book Movie, and they actually gave the synopsis on it, and I went, this could actually be a pretty cool show. The fact it doesn't tie into everything might actually help it, because it becomes a chore sometimes to be caught up on some of these things. And especially the crossovers. I don't know about you guys, when they did the crossover for all 4 shows this year, where it was literally like 3 minutes tacked onto the end of Supergirl to kick it all off, that more annoyed me than anything else.
And the Supergirl one was BS. The rest of it was great. But that was just to get her into the other shows, so...
Yeah, but then they replayed that exact same moment in Supergirl on the first part of Flash, so it was completely unnecessary.
Well, yeah, because you didn't know what's going on.
Yeah, it was bullshit.
I like recap pages in the start of my comics.
But it wasn't even in the recap. It was the previously on, and then they replayed the exact same shit that happened in Supergirl the night before.
Well, yeah, because not enough people are watching Supergirl.
But more people watch Supergirl than watch Flash and watch Arrow and Legends.
That should still be more.
Actually, no, I think Flash has more. I'm going to talk about
Benoist is amazing.
I probably did talk out my ass there. My apologies, guys.
We're used to it.
Yeah, well. So, you got anyone here going to be watching Black Lightning when it debuts, winter time frame?
I'll give it a shot.
Watching what?
Black Lightning on the CW, the newest CW TV superhero show.
What's the name of it again? Sorry, you cut out a little bit.
Oh, sorry, it's Black Lightning.
The Black Lightning. Yeah, I saw something about that. And then, who's playing him? I just saw something about that the other day.
Cress Williams, I think, is the actor.
But again,
name.
Okay, I was gonna say I saw something where people were, that looked actually kind of cool. So they're doing that as a show by itself.
Yes, it's going to be a full run show. I'm not sure if they meant full run by 13 episodes or 22 episodes. So it's got a full season order though.
If the CW ever makes it easy for me to watch their shows, then sure, I'll watch it, but they don't want to do that for me.
What are you talking about? It's the easiest stuff to watch. They're all on their app the next day.
Because I have to connect it to my TV, and it's just not. Why can't they just release an app for the PlayStation? It'll be all nice and easy. I'm lazy, motherfucker.
So what I'm hearing here is you're too lazy for free entertainment.
That's what I'm hearing.
Yes. Yeah, that is true. That
the cost of a little bit of effort to hook up your laptop is too much for a free program.
Effort.
I didn't make the rules, but I gotta follow them.
So in a hypothetical situation, if someone gifted you the entire season on like PlayStation Store or something like that, you would watch it then?
What show are we talking about?
I don't know, any one of these ones.
See, that's
You just bitched about the
can
CW
get that.
ones.
I get that
Yeah,
because I'm like, it takes me so much to get invested in this show. Like, even if everybody's saying it's good, like even the shows that I'm digging right now, everybody said they were good. They're perfect for me. You need to check this out. And it still takes me a year to get around to even just checking them out.
Well, and my thing is,
so I understand that well.
my thing is, the more people tell me I need to watch something that I'm not watching, the more stubborn I get, and I don't know why. I'm just like, oh, fuck you. I'm not going to watch it then. Stop pressuring me, damn it. There's a reason.
that thing right there.
There's a reason I haven't watched Game of Thrones yet, guys, because everybody I work with and everyone around me is like, oh, you got to watch it. And I'm like, I cared a little bit, but the more people keep telling me, I'm like, no, fuck you. I'm going to watch something else then. And I don't have a good reason.
More tits and gore for me. Fuck off, Chris.
Okay, I know how to go on the internet, Willie. I can see tits and gore for free.
Not all in the same spot at once. I mean, you can't just see.
No. Use the correct title, Willie. It's not tits and gore. It's tits and dragons. Game of Thrones is tits and dragons.
The mountain came back to life and raped a priestess.
I don't even know what that means. Is this supposed to be?
I don't care about spoilers. Fuck you, man.
It's really giving away spoilers from books.
That's not even really a spoiler.
I don't think you can count anything a spoiler if it was written in a book 10 years ago. So,
Whatever I do.
Mic drop.
Don't drop your mic. That's expensive.
Oh, I caught it in midair. I did drop it. I just didn't let it fall to the ground.
I know. We heard you catch it.
Oh, you're being too loud with your shit, Willie. Like we're supposed to be professionals here. I'm Bob Barkering with this shit.
Fine, go get spayed or neutered.
I probably should.
What the shit just
No arguments here. He agreed to it. That makes it even better.
I can't believe he just agreed to get neutered.
Back to you, Chris.
Back to me.
And back to you.
So what have we learned today, folks? We've
Naki
learned that
is
Willie
so
is
disappointed.
willing to get spayed or neutered.
Hey Willie, let's go get spayed together. It's like a fun day.
That's dude. Let's make a show out of this.
Well, you got Facebook Live, yeah? I can make a show out of it for you.
There you go. Yeah, you can make a show out of anything now.
You're not too far away, aren't you? Aren't you like state away or something?
Me, I'm in northern West Virginia. I'm near Chris.
Damn it, that's right.
I'm just
Chris,
right above Chris.
Chris can be our cameraman. Let's do this.
Chris will be like our host because Chris has got that like respectability that I don't have.
Except for one thing,
Obviously doesn't have.
Except for one thing, he doesn't like fat people. He makes jokes about them. So I don't know about this. Controversial.
So Willie, you're saying I'm a self-hating fat person.
I mean, hey, I don't know what your life entails, but if that's what you do, it's what you do, buddy.
I got your back, Willie. Real girls got curves, you know?
There's other jokes I could make, but I'm really trying
Oh, wow.
I'm kind of curious about these other jokes, but I'll wait.
This is taking a turn.
This took a huge turn. I don't know how to get back from it, so
Press
what I
the
do
button.
when that happens is I'm just going to transition it and say, hey, Anthony, what's your news this week?
My news of the week is Netflix announced that they are bringing out the best Jim Henson thing ever is coming back. We are getting the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance. They put up a teaser trailer with Jim Henson talking about how it was the toughest thing that they ever underwent for creating a film when they did the Dark Crystal. And it was also the thing that he is the most proud of. So I'm super stoked because it is Netflix and it is the Jim Henson Creature Company. So they're working with the original company that made the Dark Crystal, and they are giving us a new Dark Crystal show. So I don't know what all it's going to entail, but I am super excited because I love that movie. That was the second Blu-ray I bought when I first got a Blu-ray player. Like the day I bought my PlayStation 3, I bought what was it? The first one I picked up was The Last Starfighter 25th Anniversary, and right next to it on the shelf was the Dark Crystal. I was like, hell yes. So yeah, that was the second Blu-ray I bought. I love that film. And
So I need to watch it then.
yeah, and it's also it's one of those ones if you didn't watch it when you were a kid, you forget how fucking creepy it is. It's super scary. Like when you go back and watch it now, you can see how like it would mess up kids' heads. There's the Skeksis are just the world's most revolting vulture politicians, and they're big old beetle guards. Like the noise that the beetle guards make when they move around, it's just damn creepy.
So I watched Labyrinth, but I never really got to saw the Dark Crystal. I know they came around at a similar time, and kind of similar puppetry and all that.
It was all in that same era. But yeah, Dark Crystal's way creepier, and it's not a song and dance movie either.
So is this a prequel or a sequel?
I believe it's supposed to be a prequel, is what the article was saying, or it might be during the time of when they were saying when the Skeksis start actually devouring the Gelflings. So it might be during, what was it? I think they called it the Gelfling Massacre. So yeah, so it's probably going to be a prequel to what the events of the movie.
I do want to backpedal for a second here. You said it's no song and dance movie. Every fucking movie can be improved with a little David Bowie crotch cod piece.
Oh, I just got that. He was dissing Bowie. Oh no, man. The Labyrinth soundtrack is so good. Look, all right. So, much like Blade Runner, I've never been able to stay awake during the Dark Crystal during my adult years. I watched it as a kid, but I also have a lot of repressed memories as a kid, and my nostalgia gets sucked into the vortex of repressed memories. A little bit too honest there, don't you think?
And fitting for the Dark Crystal.
But yeah, I need to check it out. But yeah, I'm totally with Willie. Like I've tried to watch it, much like Blade Runner, never was able to stay awake during it. I know both are brilliant. Like I just was never in the right place to check it out. But I'm actually interested now that like they're doing the Netflix thing. I'm like, you know what? That might be the chance to like just take a look, see what's up.
Yeah, because
dance number, man.
Well, no, there's nothing wrong with song and dance, but yeah, I mean, you gotta be in the mood for a song and dance movie if you're gonna watch The Labyrinth. If you don't watch song and dance, you can go watch Dark Crystal and it's all good because there ain't nobody dancing around with a 40-pound codpiece.
I'm a hardcore Bowie fan. I get mad. People be like, the Labyrinth soundtrack was like all the stuff Bowie didn't want to put on his last 5 albums. Like it was, and I'm like, no, man, that soundtrack is great. That soundtrack is amazing. I sing that shit at karaoke.
Yeah, those songs are awesome. No, I dig the Labyrinth. I just prefer, if it was between the two, I would rather watch Dark Crystal. I'm a bigger fan of that movie.
I don't know. The
characters they created for Dark Crystal. Yeah, but you haven't seen the Dark Crystal, so you don't know and you can't compare. So go watch the Dark Crystal, Willie, and then we'll talk.
All right, fine. And
wait, does he have to plug his computer in to do it? Because he's not going to do that shit.
That might be the problem. But yeah, you need to find out just how fucking creepy the Skeksis puppets are before you want to talk about which is a better movie. Because the Skeksis are goddamn creepy.
Oh no, I got that beat already. I got the beat already.
I won't judge which is a better movie.
The Wheelers. Those things are fucking creepy.
The Wheelers are not as creepy as the Skeksis.
I'll come back to you on that one.
Hey, Anthony, there's this great YouTube video I remember seeing like a decade ago, and it was the Skeksis, but they're acting all hood, and it's hilarious.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna see if I can find it too. Like the Skeksis are like a crackhead trying to sell some like young punk on something. And it's I'm gonna have to send it to you on Facebook, but but that's my Dark Crystal reference. Is I just keep remembering that video where he's like acting like this hood ass crackhead.
Oh Jesus! Okay, I'll have to find that because the Skeksis are great. But yeah, the new show will be awesome because it's Jim Henson, it's Netflix. You put those two companies together, we're gonna get a fantastic show.
Wait, Jim Henson's still alive?
No, it's the Jim Henson Company, so it's his kid who runs it now.
Yeah, from my understanding, this came out of nowhere. No one was expecting it to happen.
Yeah. Is who alive, Willie?
Frank Oz?
Yes.
Frank Oz is still alive, yeah.
Okay. I always get those two confused a little bit.
Because he's getting grilled a lot right now as to whether he's in episode 8, and he's pretty much no commenting it.
Smart man. Oh, yeah, I gotta tell you guys, I went and saw Alien Covenant last night. Seeing the Last Jedi trailer on the big screen was worth my ticket price.
Yeah, it's pretty badass on
the new one or something.
No, the one they showed at the Star Wars Celebration. But seeing that up on the movie theater screen, like literally by the end of it, even having watched it, 10 times on YouTube, seeing that up on the screen when you start hearing Luke's voice telling her to breathe and then reach out with the Force, like I got goosebumps just sitting there in the theater, just from listening to it, in full surround sound on the giant screen. That even just that trailer is fantastic.
Yeah, it's legit really good. I had it before Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Nice.
Yeah. I've seen that movie 3 times so far.
You've seen Guardians 3 times? Damn, you must really love it.
I have to go see it
It
again.
was something to do. Alien Covenant went out, and I still.
That's
I
our
was gonna-
ringing endorsement right there. It was something to do.
It was something to do.
I still have
come
not
on,
watched
Mary
the first
Poppins, y'all.
Guardians of the Galaxy. I still have not watched the first one all the way through. Like I've watched it I've watched the totality of the movie in pieces, but I've never. But like I love it. I don't know why.
Have
Well, actually, I
any
do,
of you
but I'll get
guys
to that.
ever met someone who hates the movie, the first one?
I wouldn't want to talk to that person. Who could hate
Yeah,
Guardians?
me too.
I know. I got them out of my
Yeah.
life.
Well, good for you, Willie. You don't need that type.
Will
You don't need that
kind
kinda-
of negativity.
Yeah. Oh, you said it before. You can get it. Yeah, you don't need that type of negativity. in your life. Good work, Willie. Oh.
Oh,
Yeah,
Lordy.
Son of a
Guardians
bitch.
2 is so good. Yeah, I'm probably going to go see that again tonight. My mom got me some more free movie tickets. So Alien Covenant was last night. And yeah, going to go see, probably go see Guardians 2 again tonight. Which Alien Covenant's not bad, but robots are evil.
Is it still in theaters, Guardians?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it
Oh,
just
dude,
came out
okay,
like 2
I'm-
weeks ago.
Yeah, they'll let it run for at least a month after the money that first
Man,
one made.
like a month after Logan came out, I was like, let's go see that Logan. That looks good. Let's go see that. Because that's totally still in theaters. Because I don't pay attention to culture.
It depends on the movie. Some of them, they let it run a little longer. I just caught Get Out last weekend, and I still caught that on the first run theaters, and that's been out for like 5 weeks.
Here's the
Wait,
interesting
is it-
thing is
Well,
Logan
it's
comes out on Blu-ray this week. If I read
Yeah,
that
I'm
right.
about to say, didn't Logan, doesn't that come out?
Yeah, Logan's coming out on Blu-ray, so yeah.
Jesus, that was like quick as hell.
And then
Oh yeah, they want that in the stores, man. They want their money.
last week they did a one-night only screening of Logan where it was Logan in black and white.
Oh,
I heard
did they
were
put
doing
that in theaters? Nice.
They put that in theaters, and supposedly it's also on the Blu-ray. You can choose to watch Logan in black and white if you want.
Nice.
Which
Logan the
could be
noir
interesting.
film.
Yeah.
Well, I think that plays to just of it, of like how they had a black and white monitor on set and they were checking the values on everything, and I think it goes a lot towards making it as serious as it was, and how much of it played off of like the postmodern 70s movies, how much it played towards looking like a comic book movie, because they really put accent on those values. They really put accent on that darkness without the color involved. And that, obviously, comic book art starts out black and white. I think it gave what was like the best of comics on the screen, at least as much as I know. And I watched analysis of stuff before I even watched the actual movie. Like you said, Get Out. I watched the Wisecrack philosophy of Get Out. If you haven't seen Wisecrack stuff, check out Wisecrack, the philosophy of Get Out. If you've seen it, you'll love it. Yeah, like that. I think that played a lot towards where its success came from, which was it definitely respected the medium, and I think it definitely respected both the medium of film and the medium of comics.
Yeah, they did a good flick. Yeah, Logan is fantastic.
Yeah, it was
It's not-
very enjoyable.
Yeah, it's not Old Man Logan, but it has nods to it.
Mhm.
It was a good ending to what was it? Eight shots of him as that character.
Oh hell! it
Who
might
knows?
be
We
more
might
than
get
that.
him again. Come on, Fox. Come on, just make good with Marvel, so you just give them and just be in the Avengers.
That's never gonna happen.
I know.
But
They're gonna
you
keep
can
writing
dream.
clickbait stories about it, but it's never gonna happen.
Clickbait.
I don't
What are
know.
you talking about? That would never be.
People
Just-
people said it wouldn't happen with Spider-Man. I'll hold up hope. I'll be like, maybe Hugh Jackman will show up in like Avengers Infinity War or something. Like, I'll hold out hope.
I would just settle for him in Deadpool 2.
Yeah, but no. I
Yeah,
have
that
to
would
say,
be
but
amazing. Yeah.
Sony's smarter than Fox, so.
Well, no.
True,
Sony just
Yeah,
failed
true.
more than Fox. Let's see.
Yeah, I was about to
They
say.
failed the last 2 Spider-Man movies, box office-wise, failures.
I don't know
Fantastic.
if you,
Fantastic Four is Fox, I guess, wasn't it?
Yeah, if you want to
Okay.
put the Spider-Man movies versus what they did with the FFs and the X films, yeah, Fox has failed way more than
I forgot.
Sony did.
I was thinking Fantastic Four was Sony for some reason. You're right.
Yeah, no, the
You're
FFs, all three of the FFs were Fox. So yeah, so that cost them a lot of money.
Yeah, you're right. I fucked that up.
Well, yeah, and there was other small Sony news for those that don't know. Venom has been cast, and apparently it's Tom Hardy. So the thing I saw today was someone put on Twitter, they're like, if you don't know how good of an actor Tom Hardy is, go watch Bronson. It's a movie he did in England where he plays a guy who basically spent his life in solitary confinement while incarcerated, and it is one of the most epic acting performances ever. And then I added to that and said, if you didn't think his Bane was scary, I can buy that. Go watch Warrior.
Yeah.
I would be afraid to get in the ring with the character that he played in Warrior. I'd fight him as Bane. I ain't afraid of him as Bane. The character he played in Warrior, fucking Tommy's scary.
Well, that's because Bane had that ego that, like, that's his weakness. Whereas, like, in Warrior, like, he was just a beast. He's just a beast.
Yeah. The character he plays in that movie is goddamn fantastic. But yeah, I'm excited because putting the name like that on the Venom spinoff movie, that gives me hope that they're actually putting some effort to making this a good flick.
See, now, I'm holding it out. I'm saying Jackie Earle Haley as Carnage, or I'm not interested in giving you my money.
That'd be awesome.
Ooh.
I'll pay good money to see that in the theater.
I got goosebumps from that one.
If they can get Jackie Earle Haley as Carnage, then they've got my money.
See, I just don't know how they're going to do this
100%.
Venom movie the right way. Because
How are they doing a solo movie as well? I don't get it.
I mean, you haven't established the character in the current run of Spider-Man. So are they just going to do no origin story? I'm okay with that. But I don't know.
Yeah, same. I just want to see it done well. Like Tom Hardy is Venom. I'm in for that, but you got to convince me because I know that Tom Hardy and Venom, that doesn't sell it for me.
It's better
in terms of
Topher
story.
Grace's Venom.
Oh,
Yeah.
it is 100%. Sell it doesn't get my money. You know what I mean? Doesn't take the money out of my wallet.
Yeah,
you know?
I am interested to see how they're going to do the origin of the symbiote and what the origin is going to be in the movie universe. Because I mean, there has to be some, it has to come from somewhere, and we know it can't be the actual origin. So they got to give us some explanation.
That's true. I think though we have wrapped up our news of the week though. Because I looked at the time and saw that we're 45 minutes into the show. Oh, hell. Time management, I'm great at it.
I always drag
Naki kept this going quick. We were done by now.
Yeah, when Naki ran the show, we were done in 30 minutes.
Naki speeds things up. Bill gets us talking. So, I prefer
Naki,
the
I
old 2-hour
apologize. You're
format.
Well, so speaking of Bill, you do have a Kickstarter project that you've got going right now. Why don't you tell us and the listeners a little bit about that?
Yes, it is it's an old project. It's one that goes back well over a decade, at least like 13 years, the Thunderchickens. And it has evolved since then in at least 3 different ways, I can say for sure. It's about, the complications that you approach in father-son relationships, in terms of approaching the villain aspect of the story, at least in the first volume. A lot of it's about mental illness and how we villainize mental illness in this country and just in Western culture. And it's something that like I want to do for my daughter. I want her to have a scratch plushie. It started out as something that I did for a community college newspaper. From there, I had it at Zuda, and anybody who's familiar with that knows what's up. I'll leave it at that. But a lot of kind of fighting against that doubt to get it out in terms of a Kickstarter. And even if whatever happens with a Kickstarter, we're going to be doing this story no matter what. So you're gonna see it. It's just a matter of like, can we get some help and can we raise the funds to get this along the way? Like I've especially kind of brain dead today, and I apologize because like I'm not in that place to like just market and try to advertise. All I know is like it's a story that I don't see being told by other people. It's a story I don't see out there in the cultural narrative. And I always agreed with my dad, you can't teach adults nothing, but you can teach kids something. And I think that I grew up reading the Max. I grew up reading Spawn. I'm talking like 9 to 11 years old. So I'm like, I think kids can handle more than we give them, especially in what is a very, very diverse, a diverse version of like what growing up in America means. And I try to touch on a lot of those different things because like some kids, maybe they don't have experience with this, but maybe we can present it in a way where it's like, no, look, like this happens and this is how maybe you can process it. And, this is how maybe you can deal with it, whether that is in terms of like the themes of father-son relationships and how complicated they can be, whether that's in terms of like mental illness, whether that's in terms of like there's some stuff in there about the media and how we kind of get locked up in front of glowing rectangles, as I like to say, like we get frozen in front of glowing rectangles, whereas I like to write characters who take action. And I even I approach all of that about how we sort of feel helpless in front of these glowing screens, whereas in real life you just either you do or you don't. And I apologize to everybody, especially Jules. I know, like, if she listens to this, she might be yelling at me later, but like, I'm just kind of brain fried from trying to do the work and trying to do the Kickstarter at the same time. But it's something that I believe a lot in. It's something a lot of my friends believe a lot in. It's something that a lot of people that I didn't even expect to believe a lot in, at least to put their money down. And I really hope that people dig it. We're going to be releasing more story pages this week. Obviously you get into a Kickstarter. I just got it up to get it up because I knew that I wasn't going to move forward with it unless it's like I had to, unless I was under that pressure. But at the same time, like I got to get some more story pages out, trying to evolve in terms of other people helping me with what a Kickstarter means and the responsibilities and the expectations people have of that, but as well what my original idea was that the book would sell itself by showing you an example, the first 15 pages, the first 10% of the book, so to about 10% of the book, to be able to say this is what the product is going to be. And this is if you dig it, then please give us your support, whether that's sharing, whether that's retweeting, whether that's contributing a pledge. And we've had some stuff pop up, that I've tried to keep under wraps, but like we've had some real support from some real people in the industry in a way that made me maybe rethink like where I was in this industry, maybe like how many people know that I'm doing something, even if it ain't much up to this point, that I've been doing something, or at least something worth looking at.
Well, the project looks really cool.
But yeah,
and I know I will be after the show going on there and backing it. So I'll put some money where my mouth is and say this.
I really
awesome.
appreciate that, Chris. And we're doing the daily sketches, which haven't been daily,
on Twitter,
but
the daily sketches you've been doing, and that's when I was going, oh man, this is awesome.
Yeah, well, a lot of that comes from that Disney Afternoon stuff, and a lot of that comes from like I mentioned earlier, and I kind of like jokingly suggested earlier that like some of my nostalgia has also been swallowed up by some of like my other childhood experiences, and all I can say is like it's been rough for me to like quote unquote self-care. Like me and my girlfriend sat down and watched some Power Rangers the other night because that's something that's very complicated for me. My nostalgia has never come easy, and the easiest thing about it has been being able to re-explore some of these things that influenced this project, and some of these things that influenced my desire to make pretty pictures. And it's been tough, but at the same time, it's been fulfilling in that, like, I've been able to tap into, some of that, like, real power, real energy, real inspiration, real motivation in terms of trying to keep pushing this thing through,
Sure. It looks cool.
But,
I'm totally on board with it. I've been enjoying watching your Twitter feed and seeing the artwork and pictures and stuff going out.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad people dig it, and I'm glad people have been enjoying it because, like, yeah, like I don't know what I'm doing, and that's the thing that I want to get across, especially in any capacity, which is like, it doesn't matter what your situation is. It doesn't matter what afflictions you have. It doesn't matter what you do. It's just what you want to do. And I can only hope that, like, you know, by doing this, I can provide an example for other people who maybe have similar experiences to say, like, that doesn't matter. What matters is what I want to do with it. And it's been tough because, like, even after getting the Kickstarter launch, I'm like, all right, cool, we're launched. And then people being like, what are you doing? You don't know. And I'm like, I know I don't know what I'm doing. I'm literally just overestimated so that we can make sure we make our rewards. And that's been troublesome because some people said, why did you put it at 5,000? Why did you put it? And I'm like, because I know that I got the best people around me. And I know that if I'm in a position to be able to get those best people to work for what I want to create and what I want to do, then I can do this. But at the same time, I also know the limits of my own knowledge. And I know that, like, okay, I'm going to have to overestimate, like, you know, but everything we overestimated, say there's any money left, that is not going to be going to, like, anything superfluous. That's going to be going to trying to, you know, make more of the story. You know, if I overestimate and there's any money left over, all I can say is, like, that money is going to be put towards starting volume, starting, you know, issue 2, starting issue 3, starting volume 2, whatever, wherever we get in terms of it at the end of the Kickstarter. You know, all money that has been put towards it is going to be used to make the best product possible and make a product that is meaningful to me and that I think would be meaningful to a lot of other people, you know?
Yeah, makes sense to me. So, guys, if you want to check that out and you're watching live, I put a link in the chat room. If you're listening at a later date and want to find it, it will be in the show notes. You can find the show notes at bit.ly/ATGN261. Make sure it's all caps for ATGN, though.
Yeah, and you only got 9 days. It ends on May 31st, so you have until the end of the month to get in there and back the project.
So don't be a slacker like me and wait until there's 9 days left to actually hit the back button.
Yes,
like you slackers, you come in after the fact and, like, clean up, you know.
Some of us backed it first day, you know.
Some of us are slackers right
you
now,
mean
okay?
ethically first?
I was ethically first.
Technically
yeah, I think I'm like backer number 9 because I was asleep when it launched.
No,
Bill's East Coast time, so.
I've said several times that that Anthony is my biggest fan, and I appreciate that. And, like, you know, Anthony, I just, you know, just to say, I want you to know, like, I really appreciate all your support, both behind the scenes, because we've talked, and both, you know, on the front, like, you just, like, sharing my stuff and get myself out there. I really appreciate that. And you hold the title, and, you know, some motherfuckers would have to do some real shit to break that title of, like, biggest fan, number 1 fan. I really appreciate all the support, brother.
I'm glad to do it. Yeah, and I'm so far still the only one that backed at the something happened down at the lab, because I specifically, along with my Thunder Chicken, want me another page of double jumpers. Because
oh yeah, well, you got first choice. All right, that's all I say. Like, it don't matter what else, you got first choice in terms of what page you want, because I got tons of the tons of first, second, and third issue in here, and we'll figure out exactly what I have and what you would like the best, because I really appreciate your support.
Yeah, as along with Thunder Chicken being awesome, Bill drew one of the funnest books that Action Lab has ever put out with double jumpers, and the artwork on that book is fantastic.
I love that book. It's so much fun.
D&D characters come to life and swap bodies with the people that play them. It is amazing.
I would say possibly Will ever put out, but I'm biased.
It's definitely up there, yo. It didn't get the Eisner nod like Princeless, but it is a damn fine book.
No, but I love Jeremy. I love Jeremy. He's a great guy. I've you know, I've gotten to know Jeremy, especially over the past couple of years, and as he's, like, come up, and you know what, I'm proud of him. You know, he's kicked ass, and, you know, he did what was right for him, which was, like, but we're coming from the same angle, and that's the thing. I want to make a book for my daughter, and I've been told by a lot of sources, like, well, this is a boys book, and I'm like, that's like saying DuckTales was a boys show. because DuckTales was not a boy show, even though it had Huey, Dewey, Louie, and Uncle Scrooge.
Yeah.
That may have been all boys, but like I can tell you a lot of fucking girls like DuckTales. A lot of girls dig that. A lot of, you know, like so you can't tell me this is a boys book because I'm doing it for my daughter. If everybody else digs it, that's lovely. But
There you go.
One thing I gotta say about
there's
DuckTales.
one audience that I'm looking for, and that's my girl.
Well played.
Oh, careful. Chris will get angry at you.
No, you're allowed to go woohoo. So, Bill,
That's 2 notes. I think that's covered.
yeah, we're good. Bill, best of luck on best of luck on getting funded on that. We're keeping our fingers crossed for you. It looks like an awesome project. But guys, looking at the time, we are going to start wrapping things up. But before we start wrapping things up, we do like to remind folks that the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast is in fact part of a network of shows that you can find over at GonnaGeekNetwork.com. I think we have 21 shows on the network now on a variety of different topics. It could be I like to hear about Doctor Who or Green Arrow or anything like that. We've got all sorts of different stuff. We encourage you guys to go check it out. But each week we try to highlight one specific show on the network. So, Willie, what are we talking about this week?
This week we're talking about the Operation Pug podcast, episode 36, the Gonna Geek casts. They've joined the GonnaGeek.com network. Hello! This episode, they dive into Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, revisit Skyrim, find out about old gamers' disease, and much, much more. I myself am very interested in the old gamers' disease and curious about it. I will check it out. Back to you, Chris.
I was waiting for that awkward pause to work its way out there.
That's a little pregnant.
A little pregnant?
No, no one is pregnant.
Yeah, Willie, you should not joke around with that word.
Hey, whoa, 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 whoa.
Willie, are you going to be someone's papa?
Oh, no, I pulled out.
Oh, Jesus.
So, guys, look at the time. We are an hour into the show. We're going to wrap things up with a real quick bit of what I'm into. It's our final segment we use to wrap things up, where we talk about just what kind of geeky and nerdy things we've been getting into, so that maybe, just maybe, we can entice those of you watching live or listening at a later date just to check them out yourselves. And I'm going to go first and say, I haven't been getting into a bunch of stuff, but I did fire up Batman Arkham Knight again for the first time in ages to play some of the DLC I'd bought for dirt cheap. And the Batgirl DLC is pretty fun. Granted, I only played for about an hour, but that's mostly what I've been getting into. Is I had to deal with work stuff because I have to have a real job, sadly, to pay the bills, do the podcasting stuff, which distracted me from all the geeky things I do. It's kind of a bummer. I don't know if I like it. Willie, what have you been getting into, sir? Hopefully it's more exciting than what I've been doing.
Not sleeping. I went to go see the Rocky Horror Picture Show for the first time.
Did they put a big V on your head?
They did not, because I had work the next morning, and the only thing they had was like something that stains for about 15 hours.
Ooh.
But apparently, I think I had a dildo around my mouth. I think.
He thinks he had a dildo in his mouth. Okay.
Well, they tell you to go up there, close your eyes, and like act like you're pouring salt on your tongue. And I didn't open my eyes. I was a good guest.
The more I hear you talk, the more I want to hang out with you, Willie.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Why are we? I thought we already were going to. This is the first time.
Yeah, but now he knows you're a good guest.
I thought when they said salt, I didn't think it was going to be salty.
Salty.
Other than that, still overwatching, working, and hopefully after I get off work today, sleeping.
Sleeping. That's kind of a nice thing to do. So good luck with that, Willie. We hope you get some sleep. Is he still awake?
I don't know. He might be asleep already.
Are you waiting for something smart ass to say? 'Cause I ain't got it.
I was waiting for something smart ass to come out of your mouth, to be honest.
Oh, coming out of my mouth?
Yes.
You know too well.
Going into his mouth.
That was last night. Oh, thank you.
Ding.
Ding.
Thank
That's the second one. I'm out.
He's out. So, Bill, what you been getting into, sir?
What I've been getting into, you know what? I'm so out of the culture, and like what I'm into in terms of like broadcast is like Mr. Robot and Shameless. But what I'm into in terms of geek stuff is like YouTube. All right. There's stuff like Strip Panel Naked, which goes through and analyzes how people use storytelling in comic book format. Strip Panel Naked is great. Nerd Writer. If you want stuff that like kind of talks a little bit about the culture and a little bit about popular culture, Nerd Writer is great. Wisecrack, if you want like dissections and analysis of some of your favorite shows and some of your favorite movies like Get Out, Rick and Morty, check out Wisecrack. They've got a great show called Thug Notes, which is like this cat that is like playing like the character of like, you know, like a ghetto thug, but like he's talking about classic literature, and it's brilliant. It's some of the stuff, you know what, most of the stuff that I take in is on YouTube, and a lot of it's art analysis, film analysis, analysis of culture, and that kind of stuff. You know, I think a lot of people would get something from it, and I think maybe it's not getting it's due in terms of the quality of content that they're creating. Definitely say Nerd Writer, definitely say Wisecrack, where, Rob Egger talks about like the Alien movies. If you want to go to Alien analysis on Alien, and analyze by terms of like sexual violence, and I think everybody can see that in terms of the design of it and the themes in it. Rob Egger's a good thing. There's lots of stuff on YouTube that really adds to our culture and adds to geek culture, adds to nerd culture, adds to popular culture in a way that I think isn't really being appreciated as it should be this day,
Yeah, I got you there. And so, Anthony, why don't you wrap us up? What you been getting into, sir?
I had a really awesome event on Twitter yesterday. This is a good reminder that Twitter is just damn fun sometimes. Derek Robertson, the artist on Transmetropolitan and The Boys, at the upcoming show Happy, one of my favorite New Warriors artists, had made a comment about the Orange Sphincter video that Bill Maher did about Trump, which, bagging on Trump is all good, but the fact is his analysis of superheroes was definitely a bit off and kind of weak, and ended up being a little back and forth for like 2 hours where me and Derek Robertson ended up talking about a bunch of movies, which was awesome in and of itself. And we brought up the fact that we both talked about how awesome Get Out was as a film. And then later on in the day, as I was sitting at my desk drawing, all of a sudden I get like 4 or 5 Twitter notifications that someone liked my tweets, and go and looked, and it was Jordan Peele, the writer-director of Get Out. So, yeah, nice. It's a really kind of like geek moment. And, yeah, I was just, cool and very happy. And then, responded that, it was such a great way to end a Saturday night that, that all happened within one day. And, and Derek Robertson actually retweeted back the actual, like, Jonah Hill clapping like yay gift to me. So it was a fun funny afternoon. So it was a hell of a good day on Twitter. Got to mention the new Invincible came out, 136, best superhero comic in the universe. No spoilers, but basically they could have just called this issue Splash. It's blood from page like 2 on. Like there's just gallons and gallons of blood is spilled in this book. And it's damn good. As everything's wrapping up with the end of all things 12-part storyline, it's getting damn good. And then with the Disney Movie Rewards thing, it's very cool now that they don't make you choose between like Vudu and iTunes like they used to do back in the day. And all the Marvel films are Disney films now, so any Marvel films or Star Wars films you buy, you get points for. And you can actually redeem it for actual good stuff on their website, which I love. So yesterday in the mail, I actually got season 1 of Rebels, and it cost me nothing. With points, I was able to pay for the disc and the shipping and handling. So it cost $0, showed up for free. Because, the shipping and handling thing is a big one where people get pissed off about, like, rewards programs. And then because it's a factory-sealed copy of the DVD, it's just like I bought it in a store. When I opened it up, it had the redeemable code, so I got more points for it on my Disney Rewards. Like, nice. It's an awesome snake eating its tail because I'm going to buy the stuff anyways. And then, get, some great stuff. I went and saw Alien Covenant. Like I said, the trailer for Last Jedi was really good. So, that was about all I got to say about Alien Covenant. It's all right. It's just, it's kind of disappointing. You see everything that's going to happen in the movie, and it's probably the the least shocking twist ending since M. Night Shyamalan convinced Hollywood that every movie needs to have a twist ending.
What a twist.
Like, it has a neon billboard sign of what the twist ending is going to be. It's so easy to figure out. It was pathetically easy. And then speaking of Kickstarters, I wanted to mention that I haven't done a new update this week because I'm about a week behind where I thought it would be, which sucks. But the upside is that I've drawn 2 of the 3 Emperor sketches. The money's been deposited into the account. So I will be finishing the ethically first, second Emperor sketch today. It's been drawn. It just needs to be inked. Chris's has been drawn, inked, and finished. Once I do the third one, they will be scanned. I'm planning on having it all up and sent to the printer tomorrow.
Oh,
so
wow.
the plan will be the other 20 the inside, outside, front, and back covers, and the other 25 pages of the book are all done. They're laid out. All the files have been finished in Photoshop. I literally have to scan those 3 scans, put them on the pages, and then upload the folders to a Dropbox. Send that link to the printer, and we'll be good to go. I'm going to do proofs of the book, so it'll take an extra week, but that's still a 3-week turnaround with the printer I'm using, which is here in the U.S., I'm happy to say. So, yeah, I should still be delivering books in June, which was the plan on the Kickstarter originally. So, hopefully I'm still going to be fitting within my timelines, and it won't be late. I'm a week behind, where I want to be, but like I said, yeah, it's like Bill mentioned earlier, it's always better to overestimate on Kickstarter than underestimate.
Yeah, no doubt.
I just want to say sorry. I should have probably picked a different character, like the best character in Star Wars.
Yeah, I put no limitations.
Wano.
Yeah, I picked no limitations on what people could pick for their sketches or their designs. And yeah, and I've already told everybody there will be 3 more Darths in the sketchbook because of the Emperor pledge levels. But yeah, drawing Zabrex is a pain in the ass. And all Star Wars fans will understand exactly what that means. So
I should have just gave you a Watto. What was I thinking? I'm an idiot.
Maybe you'll get a Watto sketch to go along with it. Because also with it being another added week for the turnaround of the proofs, I'm not positive yet, but I'm going to try to see if I can do 10 extra sketches in the meantime. Because I had 40 backers in the Kickstarter. We hit the stretch goal to give away all the original art, which is about 30 pieces. So if I just do 10 more, then everybody gets an original sketch. So I'm probably going to just go ahead and make sure that everybody gets at least one original piece of art along with their sketchbook.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice.
Cool stuff, man. So, guys, I think that is going to wrap us up for this week. But before we get out of here, don't forget you can find all sorts of live content over on geeks.live, whether there's truly live stuff going on at the time or some simulated live, i.e. repeated live broadcast. We have our own TV channel, for Christ's sake. It's awesome. Head over to geeks.live for that. I did want to remind you guys, if you want to watch some more cool live content on the network, tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern is Pop Xcast. I'm not sure what the topic is they have tonight, but it's always good. They've got a good show.
Something groovy, baby.
Something groovy. Anyone have any final thoughts as we start to wrap things up?
Yes.
I have one final thought. One second. Every statement is true in some sense, false in some sense, meaningless in some sense, true and false in some sense, true and meaningless in some sense, and false and meaningless in some sense. And if you repeat that to yourself 666 times, you will achieve enlightenment in some sense. That's my final thought.
Nice.
Damn.
I don't know. I was just going to say Chris hates fat people, but damn, that was better.
Well, on that note, then, we're just going to hit the button and start getting out of here since Willie's telling lies, alternative facts. Fake news, Willie. Fake news. Don't tell it on this
Fake
show.
news,
You
Willie.
disprove me. Disprove me.
Don't tell fake news, and we'll see you guys next week.
To this brand new episode of the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast. Don't forget, we'll be back next Sunday live at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central over at live.atgnpodcast.com, channel 3 of the Alpha Geek Radio app, and over at our network home at gonnageek.com/live. If you have any feedback for the show, please contact us atgnpodcast@gonnageek.com, on our hotline number at 304-806-ATGN, or even better, go to Twitter and send us a message at ATGNpodcast. The music you've heard in this show is produced by Kevin MacLeod and can be found at incompetech.com.